Yo!
Hello.
She's so tired, y'all. This girl needs help. Sit up, sit up, sit up, sit up. You look so little. Why you look so little?
I don't know.
It's because you sit back like this and I sit up. And I'm not that much bigger than you.
Well, you got backrest for us to sit back, but you're not sitting back.
Well, because I don't want to slouch. What's up, guys?
Hello. Welcome to Marriage Monday on a Tuesday.
Hey guys, we are excited today. We actually are going to share about something that I've been working on. And Nikki and I were able to go through it together, and we wanted to share a little bit about what it is and why it is. And we will have this available for you soon and very soon. But I thought it was really cool because she was like, hey, I think we should share on Marriage Monday about this. And it goes in line with our values of why we do this stream and why we exist and why we do what we do. So, yeah. So what's up, everybody? Let's make sure we're streaming. Let's make sure we're sharing. If you're in here with us, share it. And then we got into an argument, which was funny because we're both tired and busy and crazy. And the weather is depressing. It's depressing my wife. Tell them about the weather, babe.
Well, it keeps raining. And
Tell
we
them,
just
babe.
need to cut our grass.
Tell them, babe. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You all right?
Yes, I'm good.
She's from Alabama. How much does it rain in Alabama?
I mean, it rains.
Alexa, how many days does
honestly,
it rain in
it's just
Alabama?
we've had a lot of rain here in Pittsburgh, y'all.
Montgomery, Alabama. It's raining right now.
See?
Oh, it's raining in Alabama.
We get rain in Alabama. But we've just had a lot here in Pittsburgh. I feel like a weather woman.
Is it hurting?
We've had a lot in Pittsburgh here.
Is it hurting you?
It is.
I'm sorry.
But it's okay because we are the sunshine. We bring the light and the sunshine. That's what I always say.
Yeah, and we have a team gathering for part of our team tomorrow, and this girl is a over planner, and today was supposed to be
the grass cutting day,
cutting
and now
and
it's
pressure
not.
washing and getting the backyard ready. And it literally has just been nonstop. I think we've had like 20 days of rain in the last 30 days. So I'm sorry, babe.
It's okay.
We got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're here with you. Here we are, face to face. So I can't tell if it's if there's audio. I think there it is. Let's try it. Let's try that. All right, we're good.
We're good.
All right, beautiful. Awesome.
Right.
Yeah, and then Nikki got mad at me because I don't have her blue light that she wants on, so I have to fix that.
Why are you just putting me on blast?
Because you're laughing, and that's better. I'd rather you
This whole
laugh.
intro is me on blast.
It's not on blast. It's marriage, man. It's Marriage Monday on a Tuesday. What did we do yesterday? Tell me about our date.
So yesterday, what did we? I told him, I was like, I want to go to a new place, a new thing. You ever just want to go do something new, like you've never done before? Because I feel like we've gone to all the restaurants, but we really haven't.
Well, we have been to a lot because not most. There is an exorbitant amount of restaurants that are closed on Mondays.
And yesterday was Memorial Day, so that didn't help. But I don't know, we have like certain restaurants we love to go to, and we frequent there a lot because we like them. And some Mondays we're just like, hey, let's go to, whatever, and our favorite place, But yesterday I was like, let's go to a new restaurant. And we were looking and looking and looking, and we ended up going to one of our favorite restaurants. And it wasn't a new one.
We did.
But it was still really good. It still was like delicious. But then we found a cool duck pin bowling place and that we had never been there before. So we did do something new and exciting yesterday, but it wasn't dinner.
Duck pin. Do you guys know
duck pin bowling? You ever heard of that?
Because I would wonder how many people don't actually know what that is.
It was fun. It was a good time. And this place had like big Jenga.
Big what?
Big Jenga.
God, you are so country.
Do you know Big Jenga?
Big Jenga!
Who's played Big Jenga before?
This is Jumbo Jenga.
You know what I'm saying?
You're funny, dude.
Yeah.
You are funny.
So let's get into what we're talking about.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
All
Hold
right.
on one second. I'm Pastor.
Oh, wait, he's sharing everything.
Yeah, I hope you guys are too.
Well, while he's doing that, let us know who's watching. Please, we want to know where you're watching from. And we're just so happy that you are joining us today on this beautiful rainy Tuesday. And we're about to hop right into really talking about, why it's so important that we're constantly and consistently evaluating our marriages and that we're taking steps of growth in our marriages. It's easy to get stagnant. It's easy to go to the same restaurant every single week. So if it's easy to do that, it's much easier just to say exactly where you are in your growth as well as where you're comfortable, the same place, the same pace every day.
Yeah, and the problem that we see with marriage is it's so in the Jesus confronted this. He said, "Why do you why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but you refuse to see the plank in your own?" And a lot of people have tried to bring that he was being factual. He was being sarcastic. He was actually exaggerating and using, I think, allegory or metaphor. But it's what I know. My wife and I, when we sit and try to help couples and walk through things with people, not just couples, but especially couples, especially when you're familiar with each other, you live together, you eat together, you be washing each other's toilets and stuff. Like things get they get complacent and comfortable, and it's easy to get frustrated. And what we deal with a lot is it's she said and he said and he did and she did. But we just lose sight of like where, and that's the whole point of, I think today's episode would literally be called like, where am I? Where am I? And I wanted to give you these verses. We had a few that we wanted to share. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is the Bible says that a man should not think himself higher than he is, which is just really living in a place of humility. So the Bible says in Romans 12:3, it says, because of the kindness that God has shown me, this is the apostle speaking, I ask you, do not think yourself more highly than you should. Instead, your thoughts should lead you to use good judgment, write that down, good judgment, based on what God has given each of you as believers. And so judgment is just not like how we judge others. The most important place for judgment to begin is how we judge ourselves. You can't even enter into a place of repentance, but a lot of times when we're trying to help couples, they so enormously see and magnify what their spouse is doing, yet still so consider it microscopic what they do.
Yeah.
Here were some of those other verses, babe. I don't know if any of those stick out to you that you wanted to share.
Yeah. 2 Corinthians 13:5. Which one did you share?
I shared, Romans.
2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves to see whether you're still in the Christian faith. Test yourselves. Don't you recognize that you are people in whom Jesus Christ lives?
Yeah, and I know.
Could it be that you're failing the test? I failed a lot of tests in school, but I don't want to fail marriage.
and I don't want to fail my.
I don't want to fail Jesus.
Yeah, I don't want people to be like, oh, well, they're just Christian. Christian has become a title rather than I would say it's more of an office that we're called to walk in.
Yeah.
And you don't ever get to not be in that office. Like, look at all of the former presidents of the United States of America. They still walk around and everybody says what? Yep. Hello, Mr. President. Hello, hello, Mr. President. Hello, Mrs. President, whatever it is. I don't know what they call Kamala Harris as Vice President, maybe Mrs. Vice President. Mm-hmm. So, like, you don't get to just forsake your office. Mm-hmm. You still walk in that. And so as sons and daughters of God, we do. And I think a lot of people go, oh, we're Christian. But it's like, well, did you test that? Because the next verse I love, and it harmonizes with Romans, is Galatians 6, verse 3-4. If anyone thinks that they are something when they are really nothing, they're fooling themselves. Each of you must examine your own actions, and then you can be proud of your own accomplishments without comparing yourself to others, including your spouse. That's Galatians chapter 6, verse 3 and 4. I love that. Examine
yourself, but don't compare to others. Even when you're examining yourself, you're not trying to compare yourself to the next Christian.
Yeah.
Right? You're trying to compare yourself to Jesus.
Yeah, and this is a different kind of compare. Because, I can go, dang, man, Nikki's, working out every day. Or Nikki reads her Bible every day. Or, man, Nikki prays a lot.
That can inspire you.
Exactly.
And encourage you. But you can't be like, oh, I'm no good because this person's better than me. Mm-hmm. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Or even... Say it.
Comparison is the thief of joy. You cannot compare yourself to anyone.
Girls, say it one more time.
No. I had someone the other day, we were just talking, and she had said, I'm not like Pastor Nick. She was talking about how she wanted to be more learn how to teach and, give a sermon. And she said, I'm not like Pastor Nick or Pastor Brandon. I'm like, good. you're exactly you. And that's the best thing you can be, is just be yourself. Don't try to compare yourself to being somebody else. You know, you got to be exactly who you are and compare inwardly. Well, how can I do better?
Exactly,
You know?
which brings us to this. So I had a brother in the faith come up to me a couple weeks ago, and they were asking me about just some personal kind of.
It kind of hurts my leg to turn.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, you guys don't even want to know. There has been Montezuma's revenge with our dog. Our dog has been going to the bathroom all over the house, sick.
Bruce has been throwing up.
I've been bubble gut for some reason and dealing with back issues. And then this girl can't walk, was getting ocular migraines, was down.
Oh, he had like a crazy migraine to hit me on Sunday, like
ran
in between
home.
services.
Well, and you ran home from church as soon as church was over and was in bed the rest of the night.
Yep. We've had a crazy few days here, y'all.
Jeez, oh man. So yeah, anyway, a few weeks ago, a brother in the faith was like, hey, I just want to I need to evaluate something, and I'm not really sure what this is. How do I know? How would I? And I think that that's one of the best answers or questions we can ask ourselves is like, how do I know? How do I know I'm being a good husband? How do I know that I'm being a good boss? How do I know that I'm being a good dad? How do I know? Mm-hmm. So that opens up a whole can of worms.
Great question, too.
It is a great question. Yeah. And so I was like, wow, well, how would you know? So based on our dialogue, I created an assessment with 50 questions that I just kind of went through, and I just kept going over more and more questions, trying to categorize them per section so we can kind of break down where we are about how we deal with people, how we lead. And so I created a series of assessments that I'm working on, and it's called the Biblical Leadership Discipleship Series. And it's a whole assessment discipleship program to help us evaluate. So the second one, which was most important to me, especially with the way we do things, was, you know what, I did this one for this brother, and it's going to be great for leaders and pastors and really just anybody in any form
life
of leadership.
Group leaders, team leaders.
Yeah. So then I was like, well, let's do a marriage one.
Yeah. And marriage assessment.
So I did this marriage assessment. Yeah. It's called the Leadership Self-Evaluation. And it's marriage, family, and a ministry balance. Yeah. And so Nikki and I asked her if she would go through it with me. I'm not going to lie.
We were the guinea pigs.
We were.
Of your own
yeah, and
assessment.
I'll tell you straight up, I was concerned about what was going to happen.
You were concerned about what I would say?
I was concerned about what it would reveal about us, because it's easy to be in ministry, to be pastors, to do Marriage Monday, to we have a good marriage, but what if it's not? What if it's not as good as we thought?
That's a scary thought. Mm-hmm. And I think that would actually be really intimidating for a lot of couples to be like, oh, what if we're not as good as I think we are,
But the answer to that produces something. Mm-hmm. And the goal is that the answer produces motivation, not discouragement. Yes. Right? If you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, you're not as healthy as you thought you were.
That's a great illustration.
Yeah. You could leave and be like,
or analogy.
You could leave and be like, yeah. Or you could leave and be like, wow, thanks for telling me that, because I might have been coasting in this area.
And how many of us don't want to go to the doctor? I'm terrified to go to the dentist. Terrified. I hate it so much. Because I'm afraid they're going to be like, oh, you've got 35,000 cavities or something.
Do they have a dentist appointment?
We do this week. Oh. That's why I said that.
Yeah.
But you need to get evaluated. You need to know what's up. So that way a bigger issue doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And in that case, lose all your teeth. You don't want that to happen.
Your toothbrush. So this is an assessment, and basically I broke it into 5 categories. And it's the first category was spiritual unity and marital health. The second category was
presence and priority at home. And then
the third is parenting with purpose. The fourth is
ministry boundaries and scheduling. And
the fifth I thought was really important: vision, communication, and support. Yeah. Now I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited because we got a 46 out of 50 on
the first one.
Vision, communication, and support.
Yeah, we did pretty good on the whole list.
I think we
didn't do
did.
too bad.
But there was one.
There was one that wasn't as good as the other ones.
And that's the point of this assessment.
Yes.
So at the end of the assessment, there's 5 categories, and the area which you scored the least has a next steps section, which includes books that I would recommend. Some of these I have read, and some of them have been recommended to me on qualified reference. I just have not read them. And I have friends, dear people that I love, and people that I've cross-checked and I've looked into it, and they are, credited, very good books to read. So what we want you to do is not just leave this and feel defeated, but have a program to follow. So Nikki and I
love that you have that too.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah, so it's the assessment, it's the questions, and the questions you rate yourself from 1 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
You add it up, and that's your score, and then it kind of gives you a guide of what this was.
It does.
And then I love what you have here because the books and the check-ins, the scriptures, there's next steps. So whatever that area is, you know what you can do to make that better.
So
Make that
based
area
on our
better.
results, we actually have a book we're going to be reading together.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to kind of prime our next life group together based off of this direction. And it is no surprise to us the area that we failed to have the greatest score. We had good scores. I'm very proud of our scores.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that our scores reflect our intentionality over these last 15 years, especially the last 8 years.
Yep.
I think there's been incredible growth in our marriage and stuff. But our weak area was presence and priorities. Was that it? Presence and
Yes.
priorities at home.
Yep.
That was the area where we noticed that.
And you know what question it was?
What's that?
I'm going to read it.
Yeah, guys, we're just being honest.
We're being
man.
so real, right?
Yeah.
We're just reading our mail to you right now. But the one I put the lowest was I check in with my spouse about how I'm doing as a spouse. I feel like we often talk about that, but I don't know how often we actually say, hey, or I ask you, hey, how am I doing as your wife? I think we tell each other.
I did
think,
worse
like-
on the assessment than I thought.
What?
I just realized, I feel like we do that, but we don't necessarily follow through all the time with dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I overscored myself.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so it's a little less. What was
okay.
your points? Oh, really?
Yeah.
How's that? You gave yourself too many 5s. Girl.
I feel good in those areas.
What? How do you gave yourself 5s? Look, I never give myself 5s. I just can't. I can't do it.
Well, that's a personal decision.
Well,
yeah.
except for this one, I
Yeah.
felt like I had good 5s in there.
Yeah.
So it's 10 questions.
So,
You want to read them?
sure.
Yeah. So on ours,
It's for presence and priority. This section, I consistently spend quality, undistracted time with my spouse. I am emotionally aware.
hold on. And so you score yourself on a 1
1
to
to
5. 1 being never, hardly ever. 5 being always or almost always.
Mm-hmm. I am emotionally aware and responsive to the needs of my household. My family feels supported and prioritized above ministry responsibilities. I am present for important family milestones and moments. My calendar reflects that family is a top priority. I respond to family interruptions with grace and patience. I make time for rest, fun, memory making with my family. I check in with my spouse about how I'm doing as a spouse. I manage stress in a way that protects the peace of my home. That was a really good one. I'm emotionally and mentally present when I am physically home. So that's just one section of this.
You overscored on that one right here.
Wow, calling me out again.
So that's the other thing is we did it together.
Then you talk about it together, and you're like, well, because this is what you think you're doing, but then you can look at each other's and talk about it. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited to get this to people. What do you
Yeah.
say? Maybe next week we'll be able to have this available.
I'm hoping I have the first one done, and it is on Amazon, and it's and this is not a plug. We honestly are
It
not
isn't,
doing
but
this to plug.
this is just what we're going through right now.
Well, it's
our
just
real
tools,
life.
man.
Yeah.
It's real,
what we're working
authentic,
on.
practical tools. I
Yeah.
had actually the same brother came up to me Sunday and he goes, "You know what I really like about you, Pastor?" And this isn't to toot my horn or nothing. He goes, "I got all these guys in my life that they brag about how big their libraries are and blah 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 blah, which is fine. Like I got an attic full of books. I don't have enough space to store them. I have a Kindle full of books, but I don't really care. Like." doesn't matter how much you read. It really matters more how much you apply. Like, where's your fruit? You can show me a whole field full of grass and soil, but where's the trees? Where's the fruit? Where's the growth? And so the reason I did this was because it was birthed out of an actual solution to help somebody that's already in my life. And then I was like, well, dang, I want to help me and my wife grow. And now we're bringing it to you guys because we just want to help you grow. That's why we do this. We do Marriage Monday because your marriage deserves to be fought for rather than fought over.
Yeah. If you are watching though this video and you do want to do this assessment, please put in the comments, I want to do that. I want to do that, because that way we can connect with you and you'll be like our first people to go through it. This assessment that we're doing, so we can help you with that. But,
do you have whatever? Do you have the printed one, the new one?
No.
Oh, I took them to the church.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're nice. They look beautiful. They're about 40 pages, and then we leave like work pages open so you can actually have some workbook pages. But the reason that we do these is, and the reason we're sharing this stuff is so that you realize we are trying to grow too. And the reality is, the moment you stop growing, you stop dying. You start dying.
Yeah. You said so.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
The moment you stop growing, my pastor Scotty always told me, healthy things grow, growing things change things challenge us. And that stuff causes us to shift and to make growth. And so we want to grow, and we want you to grow. And here's the reality. Let's be honest, a lot of leaders are so busy helping others grow that they often lose sight of personal growth. Yeah. And that's why we did our date yesterday, which was actually really fun. Had a good time.
Good.
And the bowling thing was fun.
Yeah.
And
our favorite place was good.
I liked the ring toss. That was cool.
Yeah, it was a cool game.
Yeah, our favorite place is North Shore Tavern. It's a black stone.
One of our favorites.
Yeah, my favorite is Texas de Brazil.
Yeah, you love it.
Or any Brazilian steakhouse. But this place, you go and they give you a hot stone. I think it's 800 degrees, and you just cook.
Yeah, we always split it. We just split it.
Yeah, it is.
It's so good.
A good place.
It's good every time.
Yeah. So, guys, I don't know where to go from this.
I know. This was just kind of us. Honestly, this video is really just about us kind of just sharing where we're at with our little journey here of going through this new thing we're doing.
Yeah.
So, and I'm excited that we can get it to you for you to try it. And again, let us know in the comments if you want to go through it. Yeah. And we can connect with you on that.
Yeah, and like we said, we just want to encourage you that like we're all in a growth journey.
Yep.
I think I was in the gym today this morning at 6:00 in the morning. Cannot believe I'm a 6:00 in the morning gym guy. 43 years old. This is not like me.
Yeah.
I used to be a 2 in the morning.
It is now. It's you.
Let's go, boo. Yeah. How long has it been? 4 months now?
Yeah.
Man, let's
Doing
go.
Good.
Yes. But I was in the gym today, and I shared this kind of secret that I have with a guy that I'm trying to just encourage him. But I said, hey, remember that we are all kids in adult bodies.
Yeah.
This doesn't give you the right to not grow up and be mature, but the reality is we all are looking for belonging. We're looking for community. We're looking to grow. We don't want to fail. So be intentional about your growth and write that down in your notes. Go to your spouse. Hey, let's be intentional. What can we do together to grow together? And what can you do separately from each other to help you grow towards one another? Nikki will be getting to spend some time with her brother and our new little niece. So Nikki's going to be down there. Why? Because it's important. That's something for her to go rest. It doesn't always have to be mutual. Am I jealous that she's going to get a little beach time? Honestly, no. I'm excited for her. Would I want to be on the beach with her? Heck yeah. Do we have the space and the time and the funds to do it? No. And so like that's a growth opportunity for her. And it's a time to be away and to experience life without each other, because that makes you sober and makes you realize how much you love each other and need each other. So like these are just things that we really suggest that you go, you know what, man, we're all in this together. We all need to grow. Don't beat yourself up. Keep moving forward. At our church, get into a life group. Yes. There's a lot of activity-based ones, climbing. What else is there? There's like fishing ones, there's golfing ones, there's
all the summer ones.
Activity
I think
ones.
There might be a kickball one or something. Like, there's just so many fun things.
So many marriage ones.
And then in the fall, we're gonna have a lot of marriage groups and freedom groups, and those are all opportunities for you to activate that growth inside of you.
Yeah, and if you're watching from far off, we have online ones, or find a church near you that has small groups where you can get into
accountability of other people.
Yeah,
You have to have
I love
accountability
that. The
of
Bible
other
says
people
we
around you.
sharpen one another.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're awake. We love you. We're grateful for you, and excited about this assessment. And when it
I
comes
already
out,
see Patrick and Angel want to go through it.
cool, awesome.
So-
Well, I'll try to finish it up this week. I'll get it on to Amazon, and then we will order some. We'll have them available at the church coffee bar, and then the rest will be available online because I don't want to have to worry about overstocks and stuff like that. So, but thanks, guys, for letting us share kind of our journey. We hope that it encourages you. We hope that it lets you feel a little less defensive with your spouse to realize that, like, it's a journey.
Sorry.
No,
I think it's important that, like, that you guys see that we're just being vulnerable with you, and, like, you see that we're doing that too.
Right.
Like, we're not above it, just because we're pastors and whatever, we're not above needing growth and needing to be better and to do better. We're not above that. So this is just this right here video is just really to show you that, like, we're just honest and raw, and here it is.
I do feel like a lot in our society, the moment someone starts, like, streaming, like, we immediately assume that, like, they know what they're talking about. And that is not true. But doesn't mean we don't know what we're talking about, and also don't mean we're perfect. So we know you know that, but we just want to remind each and every one of us, we are all in this together. Our Marriage Monday is in our house. This is my office. It looks like a bomb went off in here all the time. There's eBay stuff.
It's an
There's
office
my
for a
office
creative
space.
mind.
It is. And I would never want you to see it, but at the same time, I wouldn't be ashamed of it because this is just how it works. And we bring you into our home, and we hope that you value that, and we value each and every one of you who spend time to just be here with us. We get into fights before we stream, and we go hustle sometimes, and we go hustle on the way out. Got 1,000 things to do today, but we just wanted to spend this 20-30 minutes with you, and we hope you're encouraged.
Yep, we love you, and we will see you later.
See ya. Peace.